Good afternoon, dear students. Today I'm going to present to you Mr. Horacio Rosas, and he will discuss with you the historical background of the United States Constitution of the United States. So let's start. Mr. Rosas, introduce yourself to these students. They're from the Criminal Justice Department at UTRGV.
How are y'all doing? I'm Mr. Rosas, Horacio Rosas.
And Mr. Rosas, you are, in my opinion, you are an expert in history. In fact, you teach history and have taught history for how long?
40 years.
40 years. What can you tell these students about the historical background of how the United States Constitution was, how it came about, and how did the Bill of Rights happen? What is the historical background that led to all of this?
Well, it all begins with the American Revolution from 1775 to 1781. Now, during that time, the United States was not born yet. It was a colony. It was a colony of Great Britain. So in 1774, you had what is called the First Continental Congress, followed by the Second Continental Congress, which came up with what we call the Articles of Confederation. And the Articles of Confederation were the first law, first official government of the United States. The only thing is, the Articles of Confederation was weak because it gave too much power to the states and not enough power to the federal government. So what happened was, there was a rebellion. In history, we call it the Shays' Rebellion, which showed that the national government had no power to raise armies. They couldn't put it down. Now this happens in Massachusetts. Eventually, the rebellion was put down by the state militia, but it showed that the national government of the United States of America was weak and had to be revised. So therefore, they had what is called a constitutional meeting, where they drafted the U.S. Constitution. And the U.S. Constitution went through many changes because people couldn't agree as to states' rights or population rights. Those were plans that were devised by certain groups of people. One of them was the New Jersey Plan, and the other one was the Virginia Plan. And what eventually happens with those two plans